Hello students, welcome to AKR chemistry classes. In the last class, I started to solve the NEET paper of 2019. We have solved up to question number 68. In this class, I am going to solve the remaining questions which are arised in 2019 NEET paper. The compound that is most difficult to protonated is H2O, contains two lone pair electrons and treated with proton H plus ion, it get converted into more stable form of chemical compound, that is hydronium ion. So it easily get protonated. The second one is alcohol CH3OH. On subjected to protonation, it get converted into unstable protonated alcohol, but it is also get protonated. CH3O CH3, both are electron donating groups. Due to this, electron density on the oxygen atom becomes more and more, it also easily get protonated. Coming to the last one, phenol, double bond double bond double bond O hydrogen. The lone pair electrons present on the oxygen atom undergo delocalization with the benzene ring. As soon as the lone pair electrons present on the oxygen atom undergo delocalization with the benzene ring, negative charge get delocalized throughout the benzene molecule by creating the positive charge on the oxygen atom. Therefore, H plus ion, attack of H plus ion, unable to take place towards the oxygen atom because it is also carrying the positive charge, and this proton also carrying the positive charge. Therefore, attacking of H plus ion or proton onto this oxygen atom not possible. Therefore, in case 4, the compound which is most difficult to protonated is phenol. For an ideal solution, what is meant by ideal solution? A solution which obey Raoult's law. A solution which obeys Raoult's law at all temperature and concentration is called as ideal solution. P total is equal to Pa plus Pb, where Pa is nothing but mole fraction of A into P naught A, and Pb is nothing but mole fraction of B into P naught B. In case of ideal solution, delta H mixing should be equal to 0. Delta S mixing delta V mixing should be equal to 0. No loss, no gain of energy. There is no increase or decrease in volume when two solutions are combined together. But during this process, delta X mixing is greater than 0, means the entropy goes on increases. The entropy increases, and the mixing up of two solutions is a spontaneous process. Therefore, delta G is 0. So for an ideal solution, which is the given correct option, option 3 is the right answer. That is, delta H mixing should be equal to 0. Conjugate base for Bronsted acid, water and hydrogen fluoride. What is meant by conjugate acid base pair? We know that which is differ by one proton. If water is an acid, Bronsted acid, then what is meant by Bronsted base? It is OH minus ion. Acid is a substance which has a tendency to donate a proton. Base is a substance which has a tendency to accept a proton. So, in case of hydrogen fluoride, if it is Bronsted acid, then its Bronsted base is F minus, because base is a substance which has a tendency to accept a proton. Acid is a substance which has a tendency to donate a proton. Therefore, the option 3 is the right answer, OH minus and F minus ion. Which mixture of the solution will lead to the formation of negatively charged colloid? Colloid is made up of two components. One is dispersed phase and another one is dispersion medium. it involved in the formation of colloidal sol. The charge of the colloidal sol depends upon the charge present in the dispersion medium, because in colloidal sol it is present in minimum amount and it is present in maximum amount. In first case, 1 molar AgNO3 plus 1.5 molar potassium iodide is there, but here it is 50 into 1, that is equal to 50 millimoles, and here it is 50 into 1.5, 75 millimoles. In second case, again 50, this is first case. In second case, 50 into 1, 50 millimole, and potassium iodide is 100 millimoles. In third case, 2 into 50, 100 millimoles and 75 millimoles of potassium iodide. In last case, 50 into 0.1, 5 millimoles, then 50 into 0.1, 5 millimoles of potassium iodide. So according to this concept, dispersion medium is lesser amount, not possible. So in this case it is possible, but which is the right answer? B is the right answer, because it is present in excess amount. Compared to first one, the second one, potassium iodide, is present in excess amount. So B is the second one is the right option. Among the following, the narrow spectrum antibiotic is, what is the meaning of antibiotic? Antibiotics can broadly classified into two types: broad spectrum and a narrow spectrum. Means they have wide range of use, they have got limited range of use. Means it will fight with the positive gram as well as negative gram bacterias, and these bacteria will completely remove. Narrow, either it fights only with positive gram or only with negative gram bacteria. So penicillin G is a narrow spectrum. This ampicillin and amoxicillin both are considered as modified penicillin component, which is always acts as broad spectrum, and it is also a broad. Therefore, option A is the right answer. An alkane A on reaction with O3 and zinc, means this O3, whenever the alkene untreated with ozone in presence of zinc and water, this is called as a reductive ozonolysis, which yields in the formation of ketone as well as aldehydes. Ketones as well as aldehydes. The ketone they are given propan 1. Propan 1 means CH3, C double bond O, CH3, and aldehyde is ethanol, O double bond C, hydrogen, CH3. So here the reductive ozonolysis takes place between these two carbon atoms, that is O3 slash zinc in presence of water. So the major component is CH3C, CH3 double bond C, hydrogen CH3. So this is the product, sorry, this is the reactant A. When this reactant A untreated with HCl, untreated with HCl, if it is undergoing addition reaction, Cl minus H plus, it follows Markovnikov's rule. Negative chlorine atom is bound to that carbon atom which is more stable. It is directly bonded to this carbon atom to form CH3, C, Cl, CH3, CH2, CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2-chloro, 2-methyl butane is obtained. So in the given option, third option is the right answer. So the product B. So this is A reactant and this is the B product. And this is the structure of B product. 2-chloro, 2-methyl butane. Potassium ferrocyanide. Cyanide. So in this case, iron has got a +2 oxidation state, therefore its outermost electronic configuration Ar3d6 4s0. Cyanide. According to spectrochemical series, it acts as a strong field ligand. Strong field ligand, and there are total 6 cyanide molecules are there, therefore it undergo octahedral splitting. So we need to deal with octahedral crystal field theory. In case of octahedral crystal field theory, octahedral crystal field splitting energy is greater than pairing energy. So this is the energy level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is considered as degenerated d orbital. D orbitals. As soon as the ligands approaches, degenerated will come to the excited state. So this is the presence of d orbital in presence of ligands. As soon as the ligands approaches the CMI, it undergo octahedral splitting. In this case, ligand approaches the CMY along the axis. In case of octahedral splitting, ligands approaches the CMI along the axis, therefore it splits into two energy levels, Eg and T2G. Now I need to fill the electrons. How many electrons are there in iron? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First we need to fill the electrons into the lower energy orbital followed by higher energy. 1, 2, 3. We cannot fill into higher energy level. We should have to follow Pauli's exclusion principle. So all the 6 electrons will present in T2G and there is no electrons in Eg. Therefore the electronic configuration can be written as T2G6 Eg0. So second option is the right answer for this question. Identify the incorrect statement related to the PCl5. So phosphorus pentachloride. This is the phosphorus. 3 chlorine atoms will present in equatorial positions, and remaining 2 chlorine atoms present in axial position. So 120 degree, 120 degree, 120 degree. This is 180 degree. So PCl bond, I will explaining. Cl, 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 this like this. If I explain 180 degree, 120 degree, 120, and this is 180 degree. Okay. And due to the repulsion, maximum repulsion exerted by the axial compared to the equatorial, the axial PCl bonds is greater than equatorial PCl bonds. So first, second and third options are correct statements. And the given PCl molecule is non-reactive. It is highly reactive in nature because whenever the PCl molecule is heated at room temperature, it easily decomposes to form PCl3 with the liberation of Cl2. It indicates that it is most reactive in nature. Therefore, option 4 is the right answer. Which of the following composition makes buffer solution? respect to this one. NaOH plus acid CH3COOH, it gives CH3COONA plus H2O. 50 into 0.1, this is 5 millimoles. This one is 25 into 0.1, 2.5 millimoles. So this one acts as limiting reagent, therefore I get 2.5 millimoles of this one. So remaining will be sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base. Buffer solution means weak base with the salt of its strong acid, or weak acid with salt of strong base, but cannot be strong base. B. CH3COOH untreated with NaOH, we get CH3COONA plus H2O. Now 100 into 0.1, 10 millimoles. This is 100 into 0.1, 10. So it is also 10. Everything will completely, both the reactants are get completely neutralized to product. Option C, I will go 100 ml of HCl untreated with NH4OH. It forms NH4Cl plus water. 0.1 into 100, 10 millimoles, 200 into 20 millimoles. So this is the limiting reagent, we get 10. So this is the weak base, and it is a salt of strong acid. So weak base and its salt of strong acid is called as basic buffer solution. So option 3 is the right answer. Which is the major product obtained in the following reaction? Dicarboxylic acid, C double bond O, OH, C double bond O, OH. Proton donors, NH3. Base, proton acceptor. If I use two molecules, so here as well as here it get bonded up, it forms the compound like this. C double bond O, O minus, NH4 plus, C double bond O, O minus, NH4 plus. On subjected to heating, water molecule get releases. Here one water molecule OH2, O minus and H2. So this name of this product is amino phthalate. C double bond O, C double bond O, NH2, NH2, phthalamide. Which on subjected to heating, ammonia get releases to form the final product. Phthalamide. So this is a question which is directly extracted from your NCERT book, that is page number 375, a second year and part 2 book, that is organic chemistry, under the concept called as reactions of carboxylic acids. Match the xenon compounds of column 1 with the column 2 and assign the correct code. This question is also extracted from the NCERT book, that is page number 205, part 1, a second year book. Xenon contains total 8 electrons. Out of 8, 4 electrons involved in bond formation with fluorine bond. What is the shape? Square, planar. Xenon hexafluoride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one. Distorted octahedral structure. So 8 electrons are there. So out of 8 electrons, 6 electrons involved in bond formation, remaining 1 electron present in the form of lone pair. Therefore, it has got distorted octahedral structure. Xenon oxytetrafluoride. Xenon 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is the lone pair electrons and double bond O. This is square pyramid. Square pyramidal. Square pyramidal shape. Xenon trioxide. Double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, 6 electrons. So it is pyramidal. Pyramidal shape. So option 2 is the right answer for the given question. Note it down. The manganate and permanganate ions are tetrahedral. Manganate MnO4 2 minus. Permanganate MnO4 minus. So if I write the structure, M O minus, O minus, double bond O, double bond O. Permanganate M double bond O, double bond O, O minus. So in these two cases, the bonds are p orbital of oxygen atom, d orbital of central metal atom, that is manganese, belongs to d orbital. No? So this bond is called as p pi d pi bond. So which is the right option? First one is the right option. The pi bonding involves overlap of p orbitals of oxygen with d orbital of manganese. Which of the following species is not stable? Silicon, germanium, tin. All these three contains vacant d subshells. Therefore, their covalency goes up to 6, maximum to 6. So, with respect to germanium and tin, maximum covalence will be 6. But with respect to silicon, only with the fluorine, the covalency can be 6. But with other halogen atom, it is less than 6, that is 4. The reason is silicon possesses smaller atomic or ionic radius. Due to this, bulky halogen atoms, it is unable to handle bulky halogen atoms around itself due to steric factor. So which of the following species is not stable means SiCl6 2 minus is unstable. Note it down. For a cell involving 1 electron, E0 given at 298 Kelvin, what is the equilibrium constant for the cell reaction? So if I know the E0 of cell, then I can use a 0.591 by K. Zero 0.59 into log K. This is N, sorry. Or log K is equal to 0.059. Sorry. We know that E0 of cell is equal to 0.059 by N into log K, or I can rewrite this one as log K is equal to E0 of cell into N factor by 0.059. Therefore, log K is equal to 0.59 into 1 divided by 0.059, that is equal to 10. Therefore, K is equal to 10.0 anti-log of 10.0. Therefore, K is equal to anti-log of 0.0 into 10 to the power of 10. Antilog of 0 is 1. Therefore, k is equal to 1 into 10 to the power of 10. So option C is the right answer. Which of the following is an amphoteric oxide? Strontium, calcium, beryllium. All belongs to second group elements. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium and strontium. Strong base, basic in nature and amphoteric in nature. So beryllium hydroxide is the right answer for this question. A gas at 350 Kelvin and 15 bar has molar volume 20% smaller than the tough ideal gas under same condition. So V real we need to find out is equal to volume of ideal gas minus reduced volume of ideal gas is 0.2, that is equal to 0.V ideal gas, and we also know that compressibility factor is always equal to V real by V ideal, that is equal to 0.8 V ideal by V ideal gas. So it indicates that Z value is less than 1. So there are two options are there if Z value is less than 1, 3 and 4. But the question is, if Z value becomes less than 1, whether the attractive force are dominated or repulsive force dominated, we should have to learn. As we taught in the class, compressibility factor versus pressure. With increase in pressure, if Z value becomes exactly equal to 1, it follows the equation PV is equal to nRT, ideal gas. Negative deviation and positive deviation. Z is 1 less than 1, Z is greater than 1. What does it indicate? If Z is less than 1, it indicates that at a low temperature and pressure, with respect to pressure, if I speak, at a low pressure, attractive force will dominate, therefore we get negative value of Z. So option 3 is the right answer. Even at high pressure, a repulsive force dominate, therefore it cannot be possible. Therefore option 3 is the right answer for this question. A compound is formed by cation C and anion A, C plus A minus. An anion forms HCP lattice. For HCP lattice, Z effective is always equal to 12, and anions involved in the formation of HCP lattice, therefore Z effective of anion is equal to 12. It occupies octahedral voids. We know that number of octahedral voids in a given simple lattice is exactly equal to Z effective of HCP, that is equal to 12. Out of 12, 75% was occupied by cation. Therefore, Z effective of C plus is equal to, out of 12, 75% means 3 by 4, that is equal to 9. Therefore, simple formula of C plus and EA minus is 12, which is almost equal to C plus 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. C3F4. So option 3 is the right answer. In which case a change in entropy is negative. Evaporation of water, delta S is equal to positive. Expansion of gas at room temperature, again it is positive. Sublimation of solid to gas, again delta S is equal to positive. Last one, 2 moles of hydrogen gaseous atoms get associate to form 1 mole. Therefore, delta N is equal to Np minus Nr. 1 minus 2 is equal to minus 1. That is, what does it indicate? Delta S is equal to negative. So option fourth one is the right answer. In which of the following transition series the spectrum of hydrogen atom falls in the visible region? It is only in Balmer series. We all know this one. Balmer series, which is exist only in visible region. Which method is used to remove temporary hardness of water? Clark's method is used to remove the temporary hardness of water. Remaining all the three methods, that is 1, 3 and 4, used to remove permanent hardness of water. Permanent hardness of water. So second one is the right option. CuFeS2. What is the name of this compound? Very simple. Copper pyrites. So copper hydroxide, Fe3O4, hematite, and this one is magnetite, not hematite, sorry, magnetite. And this one is called as malachite ore. So option fourth is the right answer. Last question. The correct basic strength of methyl substituted amines in aqueous solution is. Methyl amines means primary is greater than secondary, secondary is greater than tertiary. So A is the right option. If it is ethyl, then secondary is greater than primary, primary is greater than tertiary. So for this, first one is the right answer. Okay students, I have been completed NEET 2019 paper. Hope you have been watched this video, and if you like this video, please subscribe for more videos. Have a nice day.